this little video is just a recap of what's happened and what is about to happen.
But most importantly of all, you can see
Yeah, I'm fine.
Deb's okay. It's now been, what's today? Today is Tuesday. So it's been 6 days since Deb had her operation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wow, just blown away with everybody's comments, kind words. I get choked up every time I read them, and I think I shed as many tears over everybody's comments as I did over the original diagnosis.
The support from you lot is just unbelievable.
And for the first time ever,
so thankful.
Never been able to reply to all the comments.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Just across all the platforms, the YouTube, the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, and all the private messages, and just wow, thank you so much.
Yeah, really appreciate it.
Yeah. And well, last Wednesday, the day of your op.
Yeah, 6:30 in the morning, got the cab. It was dark and dismal outside. It was horrible.
Obviously, because of the COVID thing, I'm not allowed to go with them. We don't own a car, so but cab it was.
Got there, it was fine. You know, everything went as it was supposed to. Saw the doctor before the op, as you normally do, and she said that I could be, no, not I, but there is a rare occasion that people are allergic to the blue sentinel dye that they use to detect your lymph nodes. And I joked and went, huh, that'll be me, yeah. What is that?
Noisy boat going
Noisy
past.
boat,
Yeah,
very noisy
actually
boat.
sound like Matt and Ali's old boat, AWOL. Yeah, the old Lister. Yeah.
Yeah, and I said don't joke because, you know, knowing me, I'll be allergic to it. And lo and behold, I had a reaction 10 minutes into the op. I was covered in hives. But luckily it wasn't anaphylactic where your throat swells or anything like that, so they was able to carry on, and they did the actual operation, but struggled to get everything else right after. So I had to stay in overnight, which is, well, it was just very horrible because I couldn't see Mark. I couldn't really.
Yeah, I'm obviously.
He was at home on the boat, and yeah, it was horrible.
Well, it's 1:45. Debbie went, taxi come and picked her up this morning at 6:30. Was expecting to have heard from her by now, and then I've got to get taxi there. Taxi will wait while she comes out and then come back. So I'm going a little bit stir crazy at the moment. I've got very vivid imagination, so I'm actually thinking of every worst case scenario that there could be, and I'm sure there's a perfectly logical explanation of why I haven't heard. Assuming there's so many operations to do, they all go in nice and early, and it could just be that Deb's one of the last on the list. So hopefully I'll hear soon, so that'll take the dogs out in prep, so at least when Debbie rings, the hospital rings, the dogs have had their wheeze and poos, and haven't got to worry about that.
Well, just got back to the boat, managed to find a number for the hospital. What I will say, and this our British viewers will relate to this, do not watch Casualty or Holby City. They're two hospital dramas, because people go in on those programmes with an ingrown toenail and they never come out. So I'm running through every episode of Casualty or Holby I've ever seen. I don't know how many times I've walked up and down this boat. I've worn a hole in the floor. Rung the hospital, said who I was, needed to find out about Debbie, was passed from pillar to post, and then the I wasn't passed from pillar to post, through a couple of people, and it seemed like a bloody eternity. Then the ward nurse come back to me, said, Mr. Hockley, there's been some complications. Well, with that my heart just drops. Bawling my eyes out, replying to everybody's messages. And I was just, for some reason I thought you was going to be home.
So did I.
come and get you in the taxi. But it didn't work that way. They
No.
kept you in.
And the thing is, you have to tell yourself when you're in the ward, everybody's in the same boat. They can't see their family. There's some people that was on my ward, a lovely lady who hadn't seen her family for 3 weeks. So you just have to put things in perspective. It was one night just to be on the safe side, and I just sucked it up and done it, and that's how it was.
Yeah. So you've had your lump removed and the sentinel lymph nodes, and now it's just a waiting game, 7 to 14 days till the results come back from that.
It was a week tomorrow.
Yeah, so it'll be a week tomorrow, so fingers crossed we should know. So what we decided to do was, everybody's advice was, it's so important to have the support of family and friends at a time like this and the treatment Deb's going to go through. So we wanted to get back, I say home, this is our home, but back to our old hometown of Kings Lynn. Well, the nearest place with a marina is a town called March, which is about 30 miles out of Kings Lynn, and we visited there last year.
Yeah.
So I've written this down. I've done a route plan, and from where we are in Middlewich, it's 203 miles, 144 locks, which basically it's 98 hours of cruising at 7 hours a day for 14 days. Well, that would take some doing single-handedly, because obviously Deb's on light duties at the moment. But we've got winter closures, and we've got 61 miles of that 203 miles is the River Nene. Every time there's a shower of rain, the River Nene goes into flood for a week, as we found out last year.
We did.
So the only way to get a boat from here back to March is to have it transported by road. I mentioned last week the sort of logistics involved with that. So we found a marina here to lift us out.
Yeah. Which was brilliant.
Yes, found the marina which was going to crane us back in. We got in touch with the haulage company who were going to transport it. So all three factors were a go.
Place.
Now, we couldn't book this because we had to wait for Deb's results, because if they're not good, you need another op. If they are good, 2 weeks after that, you'll start your chemo, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then in that 2 week period, we could get transported back. So kids are all rooting for us to come home, the grandkids, because they know there's a skate park in March. When Tina told them they wanted to go there that afternoon. Can we go there now? Can we go there now? Well, no, we're not going to be there that soon. But as you all know, we've got this lockdown looming, and so what I've done was rung marina this end, marina the other end, and the transport company. Once we go into lockdown, can this happen? Transport company says no problem. We can still do it, take all the measures necessary, but the marinas is the problem, because the Canal and River Trust advises them in line with government guidelines. They go into lockdown as well to protect their communities which are in there. So basically they said once we're in lockdown, you can't come in to be transported out. So we then have the daunting task of knowing we can't get there, and you're not then going to have your treatment in a familiar hospital in a familiar town. So if we stayed here, you would have to have your treatment in Manchester,
in Christie Hospital, which is fine.
And a lot of the comments we've had from people, Christie's were brilliant, treatment, and I'm still here 10 years later, 15 years later. So loads and loads of
positives. Yeah, just wanted to be close to family and that, but you have to go with the cards that you dealt with.
Yeah.
And that's all there is to it.
And time's running out, so we had to make a decision.
Yes, we did. Yeah, so this blooming lockdown has put the mockers on everything.
Yeah,
totally.
Another spanner in our works, yeah.
But like I say, you just go with the card you dealt with. We talked about it a lot, and we've decided we do need a base while I'm having treatment. So we had to do the phone around to find somebody that had 6 month mooring.
That was the next worry, yeah.
Yeah. And because the lockdown starts on Thursday and today is Tuesday, it was like, get your arse in gear.
Yeah. Once
No more sitting about.
Once lockdown starts, if you're outside of the marina,
You can't go in.
you can't go in.
Yeah,
And
so
at the moment, we know it's going to be a 1 month lockdown. It could be longer.
yeah.
So
But we picked a marina, and we're heading there now.
yeah, we've just been helped up through the 6 locks in the pouring rain by David from Narrowboat.
Yeah.
Snow Goose helped us out
My
again.
knight in shining armour, that
and
guy.
We've had people knocking on the boat with cards and
Yes, yes.
private messages, giving us their number. So I had a list of people to call. Yeah, so don't think I've forgot any of you guys. David was the first one. I know David works, and I texted him yesterday afternoon or yesterday evening, and it just happened. He comes straight back. I'm off tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, David done it. David got soaked to the skin.
Yeah,
and
bless
he
him.
brought chocolate donuts. So
Yeah. I did make him a cup of coffee.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we're up through the locks now, and we've got 2 hours cruising tomorrow. And,
get to the
and then
marina.
we'll be in the marina.
Yeah. Yeah, and then once we're in the marina, we've got to get ourselves a little car.
Yeah.
Because obviously Manchester isn't. It's about an hour's
I think
journey.
it's about an hour's journey. Yeah.
So we're going to have to, and it's because the marina's not like in a town or
Walking
anything. You can't
distance to the
get a
towns.
bus or anything. So we've got to get ourselves a little car just so that we can to and fro from Manchester once my treatment starts. So that's the next big thing.
Yeah, so all you guys, and thank you so much, all the PayPal
Yeah,
and the
thank you
new
so
patron
much.
supporters, all that money is going to go towards the 6 month mooring fees, the car, insuring the car, running the car, taxing
Yeah.
the car. And normally we've always been big gas guzzling cars.
Yeah.
Our last one was a Mitsubishi Barbarian pickup truck, which was
Part of the
part of the
business.
company, and also needed to tow me big caravan. Yeah, so we were actually looking at little dinky cars. Nothing wrong with little dinky cars.
No, not at all. No.
So
As
yeah,
long as
so
they get you from A to B.
Yeah, all that support we've had
Yeah, thank
on,
you
on
so
those
much.
two platforms.
Yeah.
That's all going to go towards helping with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so thank you. And this is the part of the video where we normally give everybody a shout out. Well, I haven't even got round to typing a list
No, we're
of
really,
the names
really
or the
sorry.
PayPal names. So and they
You know
normally
who
go
you
into
are.
the credits. You guys know who you are, and we will do just a little special, I don't know, rolling Star Wars type credits just to get everybody's names in, and we'll just waffle over that. But I've got to get them all printed out first and then type them all
We just
in.
wanted to let you know.
Dreading how many of the names wrong I'll spell. Yeah,
I'll vet that.
yeah,
I'll vet that.
all right, yeah.
But we just wanted to let you know that we're doing okay. We have
Yes.
some dark days,
Yeah.
dark moments, but
And
we,
again,
we jump out of it.
yeah,
as soon as we're-
those stories that some of you guys have shared,
Yeah.
especially with the TNBC, which is the triple negative breast cancer.
Yeah.
We was admittedly a bit doom and gloom with that, but the amount of people who've had such positive stories with that.
That's right.
And told us about there's Facebook groups, triple negative breast cancer Facebook groups. We've had a quick look, haven't actually joined any yet.
No.
We want to join one specific to this country. So thank you very much for
Yes,
that.
thank you.
And because we're going to be in Manchester, you could say we started. That's a bad Mancunian impersonation. Yeah.
He thinks he's Liam. What's the name? What's his name? Liam?
Nielsen?
No.
Gallagher.
That's it.
Oh, right. I can strum one of their songs on the
You
guitar.
can, yeah.
Yeah, well, part of their songs.
Can't sing like him, though.
Yeah. So I don't even think we need to do the like bit, because this is not one of those type of videos.
No.
No.
It's just to let you
Yeah,
know
just
we're
to let
doing
you-
good. We're doing
yeah, you
okay.
people know.
And thank you everybody for your support.
Yeah, and we will see you next week with
Yeah.
some interesting content, hopefully.
Bye.